Hey, welcome to my 100% walkthrough of WuChang Fallen Feathers. I will try and go over all the quest, items, secrets, endings, so let's get started. So firstly, as soon as you wake up, just pick up the back. This thing is so different from Wukong. I was expecting Wukong, but we got something else in there. It's really nice. I'll skip most of the cutscenes, but enjoy the story for sure. It's great how this thing looks like a thing you can open, but not really. In terms of the combat, I would recommend specializing in one weapon you're good with. I prefer the longsword because you can counter very easily. Some of the other ones are a bit complicated, but we'll kind of look into all of them and see what fits our style. And I heard the bird. Fine, we can come back to that. So a lot of talking in this very beginning of the game. So let's go meet all the NPCs. We'll be coming to the Revanent temple quite a bit, especially in the beginning. Yeah, I've talked to the Taoist.
Should you have other my Taoist? Should you have other this is this temple. Thanks. Should you have you are the afflicted big most you may from what I now that for now it is.
He just says don't leave and stuff. That's one thing. We can talk to this guy on the floor.
Not from around here, are you? My brother, but now my brother. She's hot. I don't. If you find her, tell her.
He's given us this amulet we need to give to this oracle and to Sanctum. This guy doesn't talk to us in the beginning. We can talk to her.
You're awake. The old Taoist meant, but your arm, the feathering with your scales, maybe.
He also wants to go to Shoe Sanctum, so we'll do that.
Most people have to be carried out of the Reverend Temple. You, though, you get to walk out on your own. Xuanyang's some of the worships rise forth. I am Tao Ting. Smooth to the touch. Oh, but don't worry. I won't be tempted. This place is no paradise for I can trade with you. Some thieves from Annalum stole my family's heirloom. An ancient landscape painting. You can find Annalum by taking the side entrance from the stage at Worship's Rise. Once you've retrieved the painting, meet me at the
So he's a merchant, like he said, and there's something we need to retrieve for him as well. This is just about the war that's going on. Mainly, we look at the box. We need to make a. It is. There we go. Finally, open this up. The shrine is there, but first I'm gonna go left and talk to him.
First, lucky for your symptoms. It's utter.
He just tells us about the.
I saw the old feathers. I've been stuck. Heard the priest. If you're still kicking.
We get talks about the Shoe Sanctum again. We'll get there eventually. Get the shrine. Before we go down, I'll actually use some of the items I have developed. Then it pushes us into the tutorial pretty much as soon as we. So here we have Enter Dream, which is the resting thing. The Impulse repository is the level up, and warehouse is where you store stuff. The other stuff is locked. We'll talk about. once we get there. But first, let's use up all the red mercury. Red mercury is the souls basically. You lose those as you die. That's what you use to level up. Pretty nice. It's probably not making any difference. Sometimes you get refined red mercury, which is just like a skill point in itself, which is pretty good. So you don't lose those. When yeah, you can reset points and then you can even go further wherever you want. So here I can get 12 points right away. I want to invest in the tree on the left first because that increases the Skyborn Might, which is the resource we'll use for pretty much everything in this game. So it's good to max it out at the very beginning if you can. So we have 11 skill points. Let's see how far I can. That's the Skyborn Call 2, so that made it 4, and then Skyborn Call 3. So we have 5 Skyborn Might at the beginning right away. And talking about a little bit on some of the other skill points, the one where you have like a vitality or endurance like this one, that's just increasing your character stats. And some of the other ones, they activate only when you meet certain criteria. Like the very first one is while at 50% above madness, you can swift draw. I'll talk about madness once we die a little bit, but that's what you get once you as you die more, your madness increases, and then it leads to something else. We'll talk about that later. I have 1 point, so I can put that into our longsword. So the second attack will give us a stack of Skyborn Might. And since I have some additional weapons and armors, I'll switch that up as well. So out of the 5 categories of weapons, I recommend the longsword to begin with. And I'll use this one because it has the paralysis. Can switch that out. And then for the armor, I want something with the highest raw defense. So this one has better blunt and stab. You can use this for now. You will switch out your armor based on the kind of enemy you're fighting, so we'll be moving around a lot. That looks good. This one has more slashes. It looks like it's going to be the Soul Ritual and the Overlord Regalia. You will have to kind of mix and match around what you have. So then we can go down. We need to talk to that guy, but first we'll gather everything. Those are the 2 things, and then just come here and look at this gigantic claws. Lastly, we can pick up the thing beside this guy. If you see, his hand has also got the feathering effect, which is
well, look who's back. Feeling lost, are we? We are both wanderers of fate. No need for formalities. Now, don't believe me, eh? How about I introduce you to someone worthy? Don't call me cruel. You know how it goes. No sweet dreams without crushing a few nightmares first.
So he'll push us into a kind of tutorial that'll tell us about the Skyborn Might and etc. And also our first boss, That's what we were prepared for. The one thing I didn't do was equip more healing items to my horde. Want this thing and that. These build up corruption, but we'll deal with that once we get there. For now, the bunny buns are fine. At the beginning, the Skybound Might is only going to be useful for doing your attacks. But eventually we get some spells and such. And here we have the first boss. He only has 2 moves where he like lunges at you and then he goes high up in the sky, dives down, and the water there. Yeah, I need to be careful. The thing is, you can't see the arena, so you can't tell where the edge is, so you can get stuck on like the or something. I was definitely not able to beat him on my very first playthrough, so don't worry too much about it. So once he does this thing, we can actually go behind him and get him a couple times. His health bar is definitely pretty large for being like the very first thing to fight, so you are meant to lose. I'm chugging the healing thing so much. When you have that, you can do a special attack. That's basically like the poise fully build up. Only one healing thing left, so anything you can do. Almost there, almost there. Come on. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ooh, there we go. So that doesn't do much. It only gives us the 5 additional skill points, so you can just get a little bit ahead at the start of the game. Definitely not that simple if it's the first time you're playing the game, because you have to get used to the sense of the dance.
Quite the accomplishment. Hold on to this moment, this feeling.
So with that, it gives us the Maddening Incense, which is another starter item which will replenish as we go. But it just prevents the loss of madness for a time. So if we go into a boss fight where we know we'll die a lot, we can use this to prevent the madness from increasing further. That's about it. Then we can just... So we got the 5 red mercury essence, but also enough XP to go a 6th point in, which is perfect. Now I can start speccing into the longsword tree. So with every stat effect increase, it actually shows you what it'll do. So at the bottom right hand side, you can see this increases your attacks with the great axe, longsword, and spears. But if you see, if we can look at agility somewhere, yeah, the endurance increases the stamina, also the attack and dodge requirement of the stamina. They kind of build up on each other. So with the longsword, firstly, I want to get to the sword counter because that's going to be very important. So we can try going down this tree. So everything in the tree does not require you to have the skill points. Like this one requires the faint red feathers. The mana potency for increasing how much health you recover requires a lost remembrance or a lost remain, and this thing requires a forgotten remembrance for increasing the charges. So there's quite a few things going on, basically. But from here, we can actually start the proper. It's going to tell us about the perspective. These first guys are pretty straightforward. So even though I defeated the main boss, there is this one guy here who's a pain in the ass. Firstly, we can remove this. Oh wow, I can't remove it unless I have at least one of them. Too bad. The sword counter would be useful here when fighting this guy, but we just deal with it. So when you backstab some enemy, it does a lot more posture damage. That's why he was able to just fall up easily. Yeah, I got lucky with the obliterate there. So this door here, it does not open right now. You need a key, which we don't have. And then this door also opens from the other side. So we only have one way to go. Here you'd get your second weapon, and also anything that's yellow is an equipment. And only the blue stuff is like consumable. There's also the pink items, which are materials. You'll see something. Here we can talk to this kid.
Hello, lady. Are you the warrior that the old Taoist rescued and hid in the cave? Did you come to the Reverend? He's so kind. Don't worry. You'll be feeling... Don't worry. You'll be...
For whatever reason, it doesn't let you skip dialogue on the very first line, and after that you can skip it. So going forward, we'll have our first
Over here.
regular NPC.
Your arm. It's me, Her Yuzai. You wrote to me about searching Worship's Rise for clues about by you, your sister, your arm. The old boatman spoke true. They say it leads to... I scouted the Shu Sanctum a few days past. See the Light's End Temple? The way to the Shu Sanctum lies beside it. But the bridge has collapsed. You will need to find a way around. But be careful. If you encounter oh, and this bamboo land, the fireflies inside. I've tested it personally since we got separate. The refugees say I will track down the boatman. I'll leave marks. Pin me.
So we'll meet him throughout the game. He's one of the main tools. He spoke of the boatman who like pushed us into the resort. And the story is that we're searching for our sister. There's a lot more going on. He's gonna tell us about dodging and swift strikes, where you can. Let me switch out my other weapon for you. That's what I was talking about. If you have two equipped, you can use a Skybound Might and do a special attack. The variety of weapons is pretty nice here. And we got your first Jade Pendant, which is will reduce damage by certain XP. That doesn't really help in the beginning, honestly. It is what it is. Before going forward, just come back here. So. Lots of different consumables, so I'll talk about them as we go. We'll talk to her, and there are also these birds we come across throughout the game. Mainly what we summon. Flying daggers. They gave us the Autumn Feather, which is another consumable to do.
Feathers, most would have lost their minds, but the power of feathering runs. How you managed to contain it? Yes, that here. Take this.
We'll see her a little bit as well. There's a chest there, we can't climb the scaffold. I'm not fond of the fall damage the game has, but I guess it would have that, right? Yeah, and that's the Swift Droid was talking about. When fighting more than one person, you wanna be careful. I'm used to the combat, so I can get through easily. It can get dangerous if you're outnumbered. Careful on the edge not to fall off. And there we have our second shrine. There is an achievement for getting all the shrines, and some shrines are in weird places that you need to do like specific things. But that's later. With that, we can teleport if we need to. The good thing here is that it actually shows the portrait if there are any quests or anyone to talk to over there we haven't done yet, which is pretty nice. I will rest here just because I ended up using one of my waste charges. I want to be very careful here because I've fallen once. This ladder actually doesn't connect to where we came from. This is like an empty platform. And then here we get our very first spell. This thing is like a basic projectile, nothing very special about it. If you see any of these flowers, they give you 1 charge of your Skyborn Might, so you can use spells with it. It's not that useful, honestly, but we just. These guys jump at you, and if you don't dodge them, you get grabbed. So you wanna watch out for the small guys. Here we have plunging attacks. Kinda depends on your weapon whether the plunging attack will hit or not. Here you wanna drop on this little ledge. Blank, I should say. Then lock onto this guy. Jump. We are here, we might as well some strengths. The heavy attacks work wonderfully. So, and we have the first boss, if you would, apart from the tutorial guy, and was telling us about the charged heavy attacks. He actually takes a lot of damage. Have this first. The whole area connects, so she will come here. Oh, I want to see if I can do a plunging attack on her. Come on. You see, just that one thing did so much damage. Oh, it did. He doesn't even deserve like a whole thing, but. That gives us a benediction, which is just some skills you can equip to your weapons for damage or stamina consumption, or status build, whatever. We can go for this one. It really depends on the kind of weapon you're using for what you want to do. What benediction you want to apply. Then we can go down here, get this chest. Exactly where we were over there. Scaffolding. And this gives us our first which is gonna be used to increase your health charges. As you're coming out of this thing, you get jumped by a dude here. Oh, he didn't jump out at me. He usually is like hiding around this corner and he jumps at you. So the pink stuff, like I said, is some kind of item using. So we got painted here. And don't forget to pick this up. This is a lost package in there. The item which is not used but will be given to someone. Then we can just go down here, fight these guys. Someone's facing their back. You have this guy, he kind of dodges your attacks, but he's still not that bad. We'll find variations of them. Here we get our spear. Spear is kind of situational to use, so I'm not using it right now. But I'll tell you when it is useful or not. Here we have a dude with the gun. I usually end up... Not too much damage, so it's fine. So before we go down, we'll come up here and go up this large ramp. There's this guy here, but he jumps down as soon as you come there. The idea is to make you fall, so don't fall down. That item up, and then we'll have another armor near this body. This is a good armor. This is gonna come in handy because it's very good for having no corruption build up. Or by getting something. This was the guy who jumped down, then he came back up. Here you want to be careful not to step on the stone because it is a trap. Damn it, I got it. Then we can go down. Luckily, I'm doing well on health, so I don't have to go to the shrine directly, so I'll show you around. So from here, left is where we are supposed to go. So we'll go right first. So these guys with the gun, they will shoot us, shoot this red barrels because they explode. Luckily they didn't target the... But they can be broken if you wanna be safe. Yeah, keep going up. We'll go there first, come into this little enclosure. Red mercury sprout. Shoot. So this thing is supposed to be like an alarm, so if you ring that, it will aggro the guys ahead. But they'll see you anyway, so I don't think it makes a difference. And the other wooden stuff is a trap, and get them to trigger as well. See if I can get this. Nope. These guys hit hard, so you wanna watch out. Of course, I got it. These guys have an armor as well, so you will get those as drops, or you can buy them from the merchant. Some of it is just gonna be drops from just beating a lot of the same kind of enemy. That also gave us another jade pin. So that's the burn resistant pendant. We can put that up. We're not really fighting anything fire yet. This guy with the axe is pretty heavy hitting. Your heavy attack will push back most enemies, so just when they're running at you, if you do the heavy attack, that'll be pretty useful. And then here we get access to the grenades, and we can get a bunch of bullets together. So that life will easier. That killed like 4 people, but there's more here. So he still hit. Oh, my attack connected. Then we can pick up this. Another sword. Or going ahead, come around here. Pick up some items. There's two guys up here. I can use this thing. That guy got stuck there because we aggroed him. He does fall down, good. And there we have another penguin. That takes care of this area. We have the bird here, we can just get it. And then the next shrine. I won't rest here just yet. Let's talk to this guy. Just yep.
Names.
He is gonna be another merchant later on. So here we wanna be careful. There'll be an enemy inside here. I guess I can do this one. Sometimes you see the pot in the middle, which is like different from the other pots. That's an enemy. So, this guy also does not stagger that easily. And he gave us a bunch of consumables. These guys don't respawn, and their main thing is to give us the red feather, which we'll see just now. So yeah, before I go ahead, I can just pull up. So the 2 red mercury essence is good. What we want is upgrade our mana capacity first. Let's go into longsword so we can do that. So I have 2 points I can get the 2 vitality here. So sometimes they unlock further trees. Even under here you can see there's some stuff around it. And for this, like I was saying, we need the red feather. And unlike other games, you can actually upgrade the entire weapon pool rather than just the weapon. That is convenient and not very grindy. So that made our longsword plus 1, which is great. I could rest here. How long has it? 38 minutes. Yeah, I'll actually stop here and then we'll continue from here on. This area is pretty small and there's a boss fight. And then we'll have some interesting stuff going on. So hope you like this one and it was helpful. And I'll see you in the next one.